All right, we want to welcome you here this evening. You're probably here because more than likely you're looking for a shift in your life. Maybe it's a shift in your income, maybe it's a shift in your health, or maybe it's both. But whatever brought you here, maybe you're listening to this on a recording. What you're about to hear tonight, we know is the most premier opportunity of our time. My name is Jenny Crane. I'm from Huntington Beach, California. And 14 years ago, when we said yes to LifeVantage, we weren't just looking for an income shift, we were praying. So I had built a 9-year career in the mortgage industry. I had a great income, a solid business. And then in 2009, everything happened for us. The housing market crashed overnight. And you guys, it didn't just collapse or crash, it collapsed. Our income didn't just shrink, it disappeared overnight. And what this lesson taught me is something I will never unlearn. But this lesson taught me that multiple income streams are not just a luxury today, they are a necessity. If you're dependent upon one income and all of your eggs are in one basket, you guys truly you are setting yourself up for the same moment that I found myself in 2009. And truly, my husband Nick and I, we watched everything we had built disappear overnight with truly nothing to catch us on the way down. So when LifeVantage came across our path, we said yes, not because we had it all figured out, but because we saw a vision of something bigger than ourselves. And so we're going to share this with you today. You've got two very important guests. I have Makesi and Jami on tonight. But as we dive into our presentation, you guys, I want to ask you this question. I want to ask you if someone had pulled you aside back in 1998 and they said, hey, there's this little search engine called Google and it's going to influence the way people live their lives. You should probably invest before everyone else finds out about this. Or imagine, I'm going to give you another example, someone tapping you on the shoulder back in 2004 saying, there is this social platform called Facebook. It's still in the early days. You have the opportunity to invest before this becomes a household name. Now imagine, I want you guys to put yourselves in these shoes. Imagine if you would have had said yes all those years ago. Okay. So what I'm going to share with you today is that most people find out about opportunities and they're not able to capitalize on them because the time has already passed. Well, we're here to tell you today that you're going to be one of the first people to hear about LifeVantage and our breakthrough business. And we're going to walk you through really some of the biggest shifts right now happening, not only in wellness and in leveraged income, but we're going to introduce to you guys tonight the science behind these products. And we're going to share an ABC primetime investigative health report that aired back in 2005. And I want you to know, you guys, you are the first to hear this information. So I want to ask you this question as we watch this video today. What would you do if you were first to this information? Okay, so I'm going to tee up this ABC Primetime Investigative Health Report that aired back in 2005, and then we're going to dive into our information tonight. So stay tuned and watch.
Every movement has a beginning. In 2005, that beginning stepped into the national spotlight when ABC Primetime explored a breakthrough in cellular health. What you're about to see points to where that journey begins and why it all starts with yellow.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet world-renowned scientists. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding.
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
There we go.
Wouldn't be the first time we've given blood for this company. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
35%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The ABC primetime story wasn't the conclusion. It was the catalyst. What began as an investigative question led to multiple patents and years of ongoing peer-reviewed research. Research that has revealed findings even more profound than originally thought. Study after study has continued validating Protandim Nrf2 and expanding our understanding of what cellular activation can mean for optimal health. From Harvard to LSU to the National Institute of Aging, the story didn't stop, it deepened. What started as curiosity became conviction, a movement. Starting with yellow is just the beginning. There's more to explore. Because no one wants to look back years from now and wonder if they missed something this simple or this big. It all starts with yellow, but wait until you hear the rest of the story.
So I want you to pay attention to what you just saw. You guys, this wasn't a paid advertisement. This was an investigative report. ABC Primetime went looking for this story, and what they found was a product that was already turning the heads in the scientific community. That product is called Protandim, and what makes it different from anything else on the market isn't just a marketing claim. It's the science behind this product. So we're going to dive deeper into this further into the presentation, but we're talking 115 human clinical and cell studies, over 5,000 genes activated, 15 patents issued and pending, and third-party validation from the most respected institutions in the world, institutions like Harvard, Ohio State, the American Heart Association. This isn't just any supplement. This is activation technology, and there's nothing else like it. And here's what I want to connect back to everything I shared with you before. When Nick and I said yes 14 years ago, truly, you guys, we were in a desperate spot. But what we said yes to when we saw this information, it wasn't just a trend. I knew that this was not a fad. This was not a Me Too product. There was something here with patents worth protecting. And when I saw the peer-reviewed science behind it, I knew that this was huge. And we already had a global footprint. Okay, we're growing in over 20 different markets. This is what you get when you get to capitalize on this opportunity. So like I said, Jamie's going to dive a little bit more into the details of that. But I want to talk about this. You guys, this is another shift that people are looking for. In 2009, the same year the housing market crashed, the same year that we lost everything overnight, LifeVantage made a decision, and they made a decision that changed everything for me and for you. They looked at what they had been building. They had been seeing the science come in, the patents, the validation, and they said, why are we putting these profits in retail stores? Okay, this product was sitting on the retail shelves. And they asked themselves that this was a story, they knew that this was a story that needed to be told. So they asked themselves, why are we not putting profits directly into the hands of people? And that's exactly what LifeVantage did in 2009. They decided to put the profits into our hands. And that is where the shift happened, not only for me and for my husband. I'm happy to say that 4 years ago, because we said yes in 2014, I was able to retire my husband in Southern California as a full-time chef. And really, what happened was because of this shift that LifeVantage made. And so, LifeVantage understood that because of this science, they wanted to do something phenomenal with this. And they knew that they needed to create a way for people to not only share these products, but to build an income that wasn't tied to their time. They knew people weren't looking for a second job. They didn't want to trade more hours for dollars. They wanted to find a way that they could make a difference not only in their lives, but in others people's lives. And so this is something that most companies are not offering. Most companies, what I want to point out here, are they go out and they find a product to represent, not us. You guys, we had something truly phenomenal when Dr. McCord developed Pro Tandem all those years back. And now we are able to be a part of that opportunity. And I want you guys to think about something even bigger. And this is a shift that I think all of us can feel today. We talked about creating income that isn't tied to our time, but I want you to know that now more than ever, the reality of people's situations today is that inflation is getting worse, right? The reality for most Americans is that 60% of Americans have the same or less in their savings account as they did last year, and 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency. They'd have to use a credit card. You guys think about that. Think about the reality of what people are looking at today. People are looking for answers like we were 14 years ago. And here's the thing, the way people shop has already shifted, okay? This is another shift that we know has already happened. You're probably shopping on Amazon right now. We know that retail didn't die, it just moved. People recognized early enough that if we could position ourselves with LifeVantage to be a part of this retail shift, that this would be massive. People are understanding that this is only half of the story, though, right? We know that stores are no longer the middleman, that people are. And not only do we get to capitalize on the income shift, the retail shift, most importantly, we are ahead of the curve with the wellness shift. And so, you guys, I want to tell you today that you've seen all the trends. You're probably on social media. You probably opened your Instagram and you're being sold every product that there is over in the wellness space. But we know that what we have is so set apart. We know that the confusion is real. People have supplement fatigue. And so I'm going to turn this call right now over to Jami Williams. She is going to talk about the wellness shift, give you a little bit more about her story and why we know we have something so set apart in the wellness space. So Jami, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Jenny. You guys, I'm so excited to have this conversation with you tonight. I feel like anyone who took the time to be part of this conversation tonight is sitting in an opportunity to take the reins, whether it be on your health, the health of your family, your finances. As Jenny said, when we lay this out for you, there's so many shifts happening in the world, and we are discovering that more people are looking for an opportunity to improve so many areas of their life. So the wellness shift, Jenny absolutely teed this up perfectly. It's confusing out there. It's noisy. It's hard to know what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent. And a lot of us are trusting the people that we know when they come up with things that work for them. And that's what we want people to understand is we're getting at root cause wellness. We're addressing root cause wellness, as you saw in that ABC video. I saw that 10 years ago. And I thought to myself, if this is even half true, this is such a big deal. Because at that time, I worked as an exercise specialist in cardiac and pulmonary rehab, and I loved my job. But the problem was I had to wait until people had a problem until I could help them. And at that point, so many people are too far gone in their disease process that they're not always regaining the vitality and the health back that they once wanted. And my family history, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but my family history is riddled with disease. And I think my love of wellness and being an advocate for myself and for others, especially as a collegiate athlete, like health and fitness has always been part of my life. But I think it was born out of watching people in my family struggle. My grandfather died at the age of 38 from a heart attack. My dad's heart disease began at the age of 40. I'm nearing 43. So just to put that in perspective, I have 4 children. I have a husband. I have a lot of life I want to live. So I didn't want to be one of those statistics that was trending in my family. So when I saw that, the first person on my heart was my dad. Said, if there is anything out there that can help them, this is something that I want to learn more about. And I'm so thankful that I had an open heart. I had an open mind, because when this information hit my ears and my eyes, I could not unsee it, because I saw so much opportunity to help, because that's what I saw every single day. So when we're looking at this, you guys, having this conversation of what activation does, what Life Vantage does, is positioning people to simplify your routine, amplify your results in all areas of your life. Because maybe this is you. The reality of the conversation that we're having is that people feel like this. They're exhausted. They're running on empty. They're trying to burn the candle at both ends. They're working multiple jobs to make ends meet because finances are stressing people out. Maybe we're parents that don't have time with our families. It's all out of balance. How do we fix that? That's where people need to have this conversation and know that we can help you in multiple areas, and it starts with activation. And we have a lot of opportunity to help in different areas of your health, regardless if it's looking for energy, looking for gut support, looking for healthy aging skin, better sleep, weight management, all of the things that people are craving, we have solutions. But for the sake of the conversation tonight, we want you to understand the power of what we have when we simplify it and we start with yellow, when we start with Protandim and RF2. So when we dive into that, go ahead and shift to the next one, Jenny. When we dive into Protandim and RF2, you guys saw that ABC investigative report. It is still mind-blowing to me. I know that in 21 years, let's get real, media coverage has gotten better, but the story itself is still profound. What they discovered that that little yellow pill was capable of doing is changing lives. And now that story has continued to evolve and get better and better. And now Life Vantage is a global leader in the wellness space, positioning ourselves to take hold, take reins of what people are looking for when it comes to activation, cellular health, root cause aging. But then you start to look at what's the validation behind it. Being in the medical field, that's something that absolutely caught my attention, was the patents, the peer-reviewed research, that when I wanted to look at something in cardiac health, I could look to Ohio State and see what they did in a cardiology study. Having the gold standard of certification behind the product, enough said. I don't have to be the conversation. These institutions studied it and they know more than I do, and they prove that this product is effective. So when you look at how complex our bodies truly are, we've discovered how to optimize it by modulating 5,000 genes that impact your health in a positive way, boosting survival genes, slowing down disease causing genes. That's what we want people to understand, is your body is smart. We just need to fuel it with the things that it needs to perform and actually create better health. So that's why this is such a proven product, because over the last 21 years, the story just continues to get better. But Protandim, let's dive into that and explain really what it does. When you want to talk about your overall health, even your overall vanity side, what we look like, it all starts inside your cells, because your cells dictate your overall health. So if you want to age gracefully, you want to feel vibrant as you get older, it's about what's going on deep inside. And that's what they discovered in that ABC investigative report in 2005, was that's exactly what it did. As you start to understand this a little bit more, what I want you to know is NRF2 is a pathway inside of your body that we all have. And it's basically like your commercial grade fire extinguisher inside of your body. So what we want people to understand is that when you are exposed to toxins, when we're exposed to the air that we breathe, the things that we put in and on our bodies, sometimes environmental factors, you cannot get away from. And that causes damage inside of our body known as oxidative stress. So that's what they were explaining in that video. Oxidative stress is at the very center of what causes our body to decline. So the simple question you need to ask yourself is, if I lowered that, would my body function better? Yes, that's how simple that conversation needs to be. That's all you need to understand, because Protandim is a blend of 5 natural ingredients that has a synergy, which is patented, that turns on this pathway that now tells your body to mass produce antioxidant enzymes at a rate that supplementation and nutrition just cannot do. Turning on your master antioxidant enzymes that are proven to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, and even more with continued use. So here's what I would say. When I watched that ABC investigative report and I saw that doctor say, I don't want to wait until I'm 80 to realize I should have been taking it. You guys, that's where just awareness. Take a preventative approach and not a reactive approach when it comes to your health, because you can have a lot of problems in the world, but when you have a health problem, that becomes the primary focus. So I want this to be a very simple visual for people to understand. As a mom of four, I see these apple slices all over my house. So I think this will make a lot of sense. When you take an apple and you cut it open and it sits out and it's exposed to oxygen, or you peel a banana, it starts to turn brown, it starts to oxidize. That's essentially what's happening inside of your body when you convert that to what it looks like inside your cells. Free radical damage causes cellular breakdown, causes oxidation, and now we start declining because everything that's important sits inside those cells. Your mitochondria, your DNA, everything that's important is now compromised because the integrity of the cell has been under attack. So how do we do this? We turn on your body's commercial grade fire system. That's what we want people to understand. Now you're telling your body to go make antioxidants at a much more effective rate, which reduces free radicals and lowers oxidative stress, which is important when it comes to longevity and health. And here's what blew me away. And to this day, I still get goosebumps being able to say this line. In 2016, Washington State University, what they said about the NRF2 pathway, it may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of health. This was 10 years ago, and we have already figured out how to optimize our health. That's why we're saying we are ahead of the curve. We are ahead of the curve when it comes to not tracing trends. We are getting to root cause wellness, and it begins here with yellow. So whatever you're looking for, even if you're using different modalities, just know, starting with Protandim NRF2 is going to heighten the effectiveness of so many other areas of your health, but we can pair that with other activators, Protandim NRF1 and different cellular activators to improve more performance and energy performance, looking at gut health with P84, which is an incredible product that helps your body boost gut peptide production. So I know people understand that word, but did you know that your body can make these things when you feed it what it needs to turn those functions back on? Or maybe people want to look to healthy aging and beauty and recovery when it comes to collagen. That's something as an athlete, I love this liquid collagen. Or there's other people that just the day-to-day, I need energy, I need focus. We want to perform better every single day. And this is how we optimize what our body, what our goals are for our everyday living. So when it starts with this absolutely started its own conversation and its own movement when we paired this with when Protandim NRF2 hit the world. And I'm so excited to turn this over because Makesi is going to really set the tone and cast the vision for you of what it looks like for you to take this information and make a decision on what it looks like to be part of this movement, either as a customer or consultant. So Makesi, I'm excited for you to share with these guys.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamie, and thank you, Jenny, for sharing amazing information about Protandem and this shift that is happening all over the world. I think right now we're in over 15 countries at this point. So it's exciting times. So many more lives that we want to touch all over the world. And as Jamie stated, my name is Makesi Anika. My life's purpose is to help you look, live, become your best. The thing about Life Vantage is the movement, right? As you see on the screen right here, it says join the movement. It starts with yellow. You see Jenny holding that Protandim yellow pill, and it started right there. As you listen to the story, and you see the story is continuing right now for all of us, right? My journey is that originally I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I came to the U.S. in 2000. I worked as a janitor and a window washer. Realized that $7 an hour couldn't take care of my family, couldn't take care of my bills, the way that I wanted to. And I got involved in this space of home-based business, network marketing, and it has completely changed my life. I started, I went back to school after doing janitorial work. I went back to Cabrini College. Computer science was my major. Right out of college, I worked at Citibank as a software engineer. And you would think, okay, life should be great now, right? I'm an engineer. I'm making six figures. And then I started seeing, Uncle Sam, pulling that money out in taxes, right? I started realizing that I was working longer hours, right? I realized that my health was on the decline because I was in a dark room all day programming. And really, it was just unhealthy. We weren't moving around, not exercising, not eating right. And over time, I started looking at my student loan debt. It was super high, over $50,000 in student loan debt. And, plugging into this space of home-based business, I started on a part-time basis. And before I knew it, I was making full-time income. And the reality of it was the movement. It was the people that I was around. They say that you will become the sum average of the five closest people that you interact with. Well, I can tell you that the in this company with this movement, you're going to be around so many amazing people from so many amazing backgrounds with so many stories. You're going to really enjoy being around people that can help you grow to your capacity. So, you can join the movement, become a customer, and also you can become a consultant. Next slide. Right? So you could subscribe, save, earn rewards. You get customer saves 10% and earn reward credits for discounts, right? You get free shipping on the first time orders with a subscription, right? So you want to be on this consistently. And then there's free gifts with initial orders of $190 and above, okay? Now, most customers start with yellow, right? Which is our Pro Tandem. As you saw, it just makes sense, right? It activates the antioxidants in your body, right? And these pathways, right? It also activates your mitochondria, right? So that you can produce more of these amazing antioxidants to slow down aging and chronic issues, right? And as you see right here, you have the NRF1, NRF2, right? And then you also have Axio, right? Which is a nootropic product for your brain energy, right? So you're gonna feel a difference when you use these products, right? You're gonna just notice. In fact, I'm drinking Axio right now as we speak, right? So it's an exciting product. It tastes real good, and the thing about these products is that you get quick results within the first 30 days with especially with the Protandem, right? So next slide. All right, you can see our True Science liquid collagen, before and afters, and I think this is incredible, right? You can see it increases collagen density by 100%, right? So this, I mean, the before and after, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we can see that here with these images. As you can see, it activates five types of collagen peptides: skin, hair, nails, blood vessels, joints, cartilage, nerves, cell communication. This is an amazing synergistic stack, right? The Protandim NRF2 along with the True Science liquid collagen. And this is really going to, turn the clock back from the inside out and with all these areas of your health. Now, you want to amplify the results, you can add on all of them, right? If you get all of them, guys, all is better than one, right? So I would just tell you, you're going to see and feel the difference as you really get into these products. And for me personally, I travel a lot and I work odd hours, right? Sometimes I'm up late, sometimes, it's sporadic. And I can tell you, I take these products every day and I feel amazing. And I would tell you that you want to plug in and have these in your system because we like to say supplementation and medication is not as good as activation. So you just want to activate your body. See, these are partners as you could also partner with us as a consultant, and you can see we just have fun, guys. You're gonna travel the world. You're gonna, I've been, with this industry, I've been to Dubai, I've been to Greece, I've been to Turkey. I know they went to South Africa. We were in Mexico. We were in, Thailand a few months ago, guys. We've been all over the world, and you're gonna be able to connect with people from all over the world. It's exciting. So partner with us. And these are some of the perks, right? As a consultant, when you do partner with us, right? You have lifetime 20% discount, right? Shareable discount codes, no inventory or monthly overhead, travel incentives, community and connection, training and mentorship, proven systems that scale, right? Daily and weekly pay, cha-ching, right? No income cap, global revenue share, up to 40% commissions on every customer purchase, affiliate options, leadership bonuses, 25,000 cash that you can do whatever you want with it, or they give you 30,000 towards a brand new Jeep Wrangler, which signifies freedom for us because it's all about health, finances, freedom for us, guys. Next slide. So if you want to shift your income, you can see here with Life Vantage, you can build an asset that can really position you to win financially. Because if you look on the arrows, right? Like if you look on the left side, you see paid as rank. So those are the titles that you can rank up within our compensation plan. The second column says total commissions paid to consultants, right? So this is overall to all the consultants, right? So those are pretty big numbers, but I want you to look at the average monthly commissions as, at paid rank, right? If you look at that arrow where it says senior consultant one, you can see the average commission there is $316. And you might say, Casey, that's not a lot of money, right? But it is, okay? It all starts, it starts small. But here's what I want you to understand here. If you look within the range of those first two arrows from senior consultant one, where it's 316 bucks, all the way down to managing consultant one, in that range, right, you can see on the right side of the screen where it says monthly income at different rates amounts, right? So generally speaking, $100,000 investment, right? You would need $100,000 in the bank, right? At 5 to 10% to generate that type of income that you are making between a senior consultant one and and a managing consultant one. And I think that's super powerful because ultimately you're building an asset that you can have that money work for you in essence, right? So I think that's a powerful thing. If you look even deeper down where it says executive consultant one, $14,489 a month, you would look on the right side here. If you look at that chart, it says $2 million investment. And you can see in that range there, 14,000 is between 11 and 16K. Guys, you need $2 million in an investment account at 7% returns to make the kind of money that you can build a business here with that costs less than $1,000, right? So this is an exciting time. Next slide. If you look at how you get started, right? You didn't need $2 million to get started. $338.57, guys. You can earn commissions, you $25 savings and free shipping. It's a $50 enrollment fee that's waived when you come in on this package. You get your starter kit, you get your website, the apps, the products. You can see here you have the Axio and the Protandem, NRF 1 and 2, along with the liquid collagen. But the best way to go, right, if you want it all, is the $9.99. I highly recommend this. You save close to 40% in product offering here, right? Which is pretty cool. Your website, your starter kit, one time for $485 in savings, includes nearly everything in the store, guys. And listen, you're gonna really enjoy the different products that we have, and that gives you different testimonies and different ways that you can share this. See, at the end of the day, I want you to know that this company is here for all of us, right? It's an exciting point in time. And I would tell you, get back to the person who put you onto this call, get on the products right away, get your transformation going, get your body activated, because this is a movement, guys. This is a movement. You don't want to look back and say, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know what they say about people who should on themselves, right? We don't want you to should. We want you to get started. Get your health on track, get your finances on track, get into a community of people that's really about change, right? And you're going to be in tip-top shape, guys. So we thank you for joining us here this evening. God bless everybody, and get back to the person who put you on, and let's get started. Have a great night, everybody.